Jesus moment. I'm not Jesus. I'm Don Romeo, Nevada. Contact me here to let me give you help with your sex life, with your game. I like to personalize it. I like to learn a bit about where you're coming from. I think it's absolutely critical because we all come here from different angles and different handicaps, whether they be psychological, in terms of society, where you are in it, in poverty, or if you have conditions, or what it is, So I think it's really important to get to know you a little bit and find out how to best help you, right? So this is a continuation of the last videos. Let it be so. Okay, so when I was sleeping on the streets, and my only income was at the bottom of a paper cup. I was sleeping on the street, sleeping in the park, begging for money. I was also a street performer, I'm a singer, I'm a guitarist, I'm a songwriter, and so on. But then my guitar was broken and I was begging on the streets. Um, yeah, in a foreign country, and it's fucking rough. And the other thing I was doing was fucking women. In fact, one day I begged for change from a virgin, a hot girl, and she'd never fucked anyone before. She gave me 36 cents or so, and I ended up fucking her in the park the same day. And that is what game can do. So when I was on the streets, I desperately needed money. I still need money, we all do, I guess. But a job is an exchange of money for something, right? For skills. In fact, I'm kind of willing to pay anyone who can find out how the fuck I should organize my hair. It's a nightmare. So, unlike a lot of people in the community, the game industry, I'm not an asshole. I'm almost not even in the community. I've never really been in the community, so yeah. I want to be legit, right? I want to genuinely help you with your lives. And in a large part, that's also due to the fact that I came from a disadvantaged background, and also because I'm a male rights activist. And I believe in giving men the power. And this is one of the platforms on which you do that. So, you're paying me money, I have to pay you something real that you can actually use for the rest of your life. It's like teach a man to fish versus catching a fish. You can use it for the rest of your life. That's one of the great things about gamers I found, is that it's like a point of no return where you cannot sort of unlearn it, especially if you continue using it. But a lot of the credibility has been compromised, and that's also why I distance myself from the game, or from the industry. Because the cult followings, full of cult followings, and these cult followings are full of idiots. Let's be honest. Who, they say sort of things like, my confidence is gradually growing. Yeah, it's gradually building. I know I'm going to get there. And my favorite, and you can use these things in other areas of your life as well. That's so stupid. You know what I mean? Keep it focused. I'm gradually getting over my approach anxiety. Approach anxiety was not even a thing when I started. Of course, it was a massive thing. It was one of the major things when you were starting out. But it didn't have a phrase. There wasn't really a label put on it. And I think mainly that's happened now because people are trying to scammers are trying to sell another level of a product. It gives them yet another space that they can sell without actually having to prove actual results. To sell things like just to solve your approach anxiety. When I was doing it, there was no approach anxiety. You just had to be a man up, get some balls, take responsibility, and go out there and get what you need, right? I don't think anyone else can help you with that. I have got strategies to help people with that, and it does seem to be something that people ask of me. But, it seems to be an extra level of this cult following that has been added, really. Because, what is the goal here? It is almost like they've been brainwashed to lose sight of the goal. The goal, and it certainly was for me, is to get laid. Are we in agreement here? As in, how many girls do you fuck? How many girls have you fucked in the last year? How many for all the dollars you spent? That's your goal. That's your interest. And when you're paying me, you can be sure that that's my fucking interest as well. The guys buying into these companies said exactly the same thing as people who were being conned by Ponzi scams, pyramid scams. Yeah, it takes a lot of money and work. It might not look like anything's happening now, but later on in the long term, yeah, it's going to pay off. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. I can feel it coming right around the corner, and that's just it. It is right around the corner. It's always right around the corner, and it's not coming around that corner. So what you'll notice with my materials is that it's raw. Yeah, it's direct. It's immediate. You can actually compare my materials, with something else you bought or something else you've seen, and you will see the difference. It's almost crude. You can, even if you hold the paper away from you, or whatever you're reading it on, you can just see the format of the page. Mine is like fact, 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 that sort of thing. I'm not trying to draw you into some sort of narrative so that you're desensitized and gradually the frog gets boiled in the saucepan. If you know the analogy. Otherwise, that will sound fucking crazy. But yeah. It's facts, right? It's direct. It's no filler, essentially, right? That's really important. I give you actions, effects, ones that I've developed myself, and of course I've learned from a lot of other people, a lot of other sources. I've found what works for me. I've applied it. I've tried it out in the field, and then I've actually thrown most of it away and just invented my own. And I've got my own. The great thing about my thing, even if I do say so myself, is that you know exactly where you are in the thing. I've basically mapped out the whole territory of game. Yeah, it's all in context. You can find out what you need to do, in the moment, wherever you are. And I am kind of proud of that, to be fair. And I think that's really worth something. So I give you actions. I give you frameworks. Yeah, sequential, step-by-step processes encompassed in frameworks. Yeah, frameworks that not only seduce women, and that's of course what they're there to do, but that also give you the very best statistical chances to fuck them. So this is, you could say, the two main elements, if you really zoom out, of my method. You've got maximizing your chances and the seductive process. Basically, if it doesn't affect women or your chances in the moment, I don't teach it. No inner game horseshit. No industry scams. I'm a man's rights activist, and I'm on your side.